Welcome back to The Explainer. So, today we're diving into something that literally affects every single one of us: career growth. Now, if you've been feeling like your professional momentum has kind of plateaued lately, well, the source material we're digging into today offers a really definitive framework to help unlock your true potential. Is climbing the corporate ladder enough anymore? I want you to actually pause and really think about that for a second. For decades, right, the path was super simple. You keep your head down, you do the work, and you slowly step up the rungs. But let's be completely honest with ourselves here. The old corporate ladder, it's practically obsolete. The sources we're examining today make this bold, undeniable claim that simple progression is just no longer enough to guarantee your survival. In today's hyper-competitive world, merely climbing is out. What's in? Continuous learning, dynamic adaptability, and strategic networking. You literally have to actively build your own growth engine now, rather than just waiting for that next rung to magically appear.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the modern career landscape, then explore strategies for professional success, break down the Rasta Infotech framework, look at its real-world application, and finally, future-proofing your career. All right, Section 1, the modern career landscape, moving beyond the ladder. So our source points us to companies like Rasta Infotech, and they show us that modern growth isn't just nice to have, it's an absolute necessity, built on four main pillars. First up, long-term employability. Think of this as your career survival insurance in a rapidly shifting economy. Next, skill enhancement. This doesn't just make you better at your job, it directly fuels your day-to-day confidence and your overall performance. Then we've got networking opportunities. These are basically the hidden doors to new roles that never even make it to the standard job boards. And finally, work-life balance for sustained motivation. Look, growth isn't about burning out. It's about gaining the leverage to work smarter and actually sustain your drive. Now, why does all of this matter? Because ignoring these pillars leaves you totally vulnerable to becoming obsolete.
Moving on to Section 2, Strategies for Professional Success, the Growth Toolkit.
Recognizing the shifting landscape is really only half the battle. Now we need the actual toolkit to thrive in it, and it kicks off with continuous learning, upscaling through certifications and online courses so your knowledge never goes stale. But hey, you can't do it all alone, which is exactly why the second step is mentorship. Seeking the guidance of industry leaders can absolutely dramatically accelerate your progress. From there, you amplify that growth through personal branding. You've got to build a resilient digital presence. We're talking blogs, LinkedIn, thought leadership, so the opportunities actually come to you. Then you anchor all of this with precise short and long-term goal setting. And finally, adaptability. Leveraging new technology and embracing change. The absolute crucial point here is that these 5 elements, they work together as a complete ecosystem to build a highly visible, highly adaptable professional presence for you.
Section 3, the Rasta Infotech framework. Clear, concise, compelling. Let's zoom in a bit on Rasta Infotech. They provide this tangible blueprint built right on the rule of 3. Step 1, clear. You must define your career path with measurable goals. Vague ambitions, they just don't yield concrete results. You need absolute clarity on exactly where you're going. Step 2, concise. This is all about laser focus. You have to focus in on the skills that directly impact your role and industry demand. Seriously, don't spread yourself too thin trying to learn a bunch of irrelevant things. Be concise in your professional development. And step 3, compelling. This is where it all really comes together. You must showcase your achievements through compelling storytelling and a super strong digital presence. The source actually notes that Rasta Infotech integrates this exact framework into its own training and consulting. So it's not just about growing, it's about making absolutely sure that professionals undeniably stand out in their respective industries. And that brilliantly illustrates Section 4, real-world application, digital transformation, and consulting. So how does this framework actually apply in the real world? Well, it requires balancing 2 sides of the ultimate career coin. On one side, we have hard, in-demand technical skills. In Rasta Infotech's case, this means SAP consulting expertise, so mastering specific, highly valuable modules like SD, MM, WM, and PP, and honing those skills on real, complex problem-solving projects. But here's the thing. Technical skill just isn't enough on its own anymore. It has to be perfectly balanced against brand visibility and networking. This means actively collaborating with HR networks and intentionally leveraging things like SEO and content creation to build both personal and corporate visibility. You need the hard expertise to solve the real problems, sure, but you also need the visibility to ensure everyone actually knows you're the one who can solve them. Which brings us to Section 5, future-proofing your career the next decade. Okay, we've built the framework. Now we really need to prepare for the industry disruptions coming over the next decade. In year 1, The immediate challenge is AI integration in workplaces. Now, if you are adaptable, like the framework demands, AI becomes a powerful tool, not a threat. By year 3, we're looking at the evolution of remote work, creating truly global, borderless opportunities, which, by the way, is exactly why that digital personal brand we just discussed is so vital. Looking ahead to year 5, sustainability skills will transition from just being a niche interest to becoming absolutely essential for leadership roles. And by year 10, the ultimate driver of innovation is going to be cross-functional expertise. The modern professional who masters this timeline, they won't just survive the next 10 years, they're going to actively lead the charge.
Ultimately, this whole thing is a journey of resilience, learning, and adaptability. Career growth isn't just some destination you finally arrive at and then suddenly you're finished. You are the hero of your own professional journey. And that journey, it requires continuous resilience when things inevitably get tough, endless learning when the landscape shifts, and rapid adaptability whenever new technologies emerge. It's a lifelong, incredibly dynamic process.
The source document leaves us with this incredibly powerful quote. By following proven strategies and leveraging platforms like Rasta Infotech, professionals can achieve not just success, but sustainable excellence. I want you to notice the phrasing there. Not a quick win, not a temporary promotion. Sustainable excellence. That means building a career foundation so incredibly strong and so deeply adaptable that you remain excellent, relevant, and in demand, regardless of what the broader market does.
Which leaves us with this final, crucial question. Are you ready to achieve sustainable excellence in the next decade of work? Are you ready to be clear, concise, and compelling? I really challenge you to take a hard look at your own digital presence, your own current skill set, and ask yourself right now where you need to adapt today. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope you leave feeling empowered, energized, and eager to apply these strategies to your very own professional journey. Until next time, keep learning and definitely keep growing.